Forth Valley College are wrong in their actions on two key fronts. One is the timing of what is happening, and the second is the basic principle of what they're trying to do in substituting lecturers' posts for less well-paid instructor posts. In terms of the timing, this is a hugely challenging period for everyone involved in commerce, business, education across Scotland. I think the fault lines that are often there appear in these kind of circumstances. So people whose actions are instinctively well-intentioned tend to continue being well-intentioned and acting properly. Others who are sometimes require a nudge can be persuaded to do the right thing, and then others whose default is simply to command and control use the situation to exploit it for their own interests. And we've seen this in the private sector, where certain businesses are flouting all the regulations simply to maximise their profits at the risk of workers' health. And unfortunately, we see it also in the public sector. I mean, COSLA have not covered themselves in glory in relation to some of the challenges around education. And in particular, here at Forth Valley, then I think we see a management style, which unfortunately is far too common across the college sector, which is more focused upon business models and accountancy than on actually looking at the impact of decisions on the staff, on their students, and upon educational provision. So I think it is quite shameless that Forth Valley College are proceeding with the current consultations around redundancies, and ultimately, even if people end up going for voluntary redundancy or getting one of the instructor posts, the current posts are being made redundant. And when I started as an activist in the 80s, there used to be a very clear message to big industries like shipbuilding and mining. It's not your job to sell. So if these jobs disappear, then they disappear for good. So we do need to challenge Forth Valley's actions in relation to their conduct. I think in terms of the principle, there's also a very important issue for colleges and for FILA in general. We have been working very hard in the college sector to ensure that the professionalisation of the college operation is of the highest standard. So within the General Teaching Council, we've been pushing for college lecturers to be registered as the educational professionals they are. In schools, we've been very much involved in trying to ensure that vocational qualifications are regarded with the same esteem as so-called academic qualifications. And yet, here we have the college sector trying to send out a different message, that because some people's job is primarily, I see palm waving, some people's jobs are primarily in vocational elements, that somehow that doesn't require a lecturer, it requires an instructor. That's simply a false premise. The education that is delivered in vocational qualifications is every bit as important as every other qualification. And the people who deliver that deserve to be called lecturers, because that's what they are, and they deserve to be paid appropriately. So we are saying to Forth Valley College, in summary, stop this process now, and we are also saying in terms of principle, you are wrong. You need to value the education that's delivered by your staff and to make sure you continue to pay them appropriately. Thanks, colleagues.